not sure how picky I want to be with 1-drops. Probably not bad to just take this. I'm just gonna take this. Load there. Every weapon you can get when you have an Inquisitor is a little bit of a premium because you can set them up into your turn 8 to get to trigger your Inquisitor on 8 potentially. Why don't they do it? See if people like it, and if not, just revert it. You know the answer to that. We could make Arena better. The question is, should we? Exactly. No, it's like, the thing is that I don't know, like, they've never wanted to do that, like test things out and then go back on it. It's just they don't like making frequent changes to the game, and part of it's because it's a pain in the ass for them, you know, because like literally they have to push out shit, and I don't know, probably people have to work overtime and stuff if they patch the game constantly, you know, so they just don't like doing it, which is, you know, partially understandable because they have lives, you know, obviously, but also it's annoying because, you know, you would hope people would change their game more than once every month, you know, but, and they change other parts of Hearthstone more often, but just not Arena. This is a good 2 because we have the weapon also. I just don't need to go this greedy right now. We can go like really YOLO tempo with this setup we have, so let's try to do that first. Sidekick could be pretty good, but I think this is okay too. Scout better than... This thing does have a higher win rate than Berserker in this class, because you would assume this is worse in Demon Hunter, because, you know, this honorable kill doesn't do as much. And if only that, what was that card that they nerfed that used to deal 5 damage? And it used to make your hero power deal 5, now they made it deal 4. Imagine if you could get that card with this together. That would be amazing. Guaranteed face damage is valuable. He's saying just to get the stealth. That's probably fair. Yo. Yo, Video Blobby with the raid. Welcome everyone. How are y'all doing? We stay Menace for the 4 maybe? I think that's reasonable. How am I doing? I am barely able to talk, but we are making it work. Fully. I think I'm taking this. We'll take a 1 here. I guess I'll take another Warblade because all this energy we have. I do not think it's the Rona, but I don't know, and I'm probably not going to be able to get a COVID test, so I'm probably never going to know. It just feels so bad. I'm just going to take this, I guess. When you draft DH, you always lose to DH with Inquisitor cycle, basically, yeah. We will try to be the ones that destroy all the other DHs with Inquisitor. They cycle us on 7, and then we just kill them with Warblade's Inquisitor on 8. That seems like the plan. Menace? Actually, Toddler Rage, thanks for the follow. Maybe we do just go YOLO. We have the Menace. YOLO. Try tea with honey. I should actually have more tea. My throat feels fine now though. But yeah, the tea would help my it would probably help moisturize in there. I can't really do honey though, because honey makes me I very strongly don't like the taste of honey for some reason. I think it's just, I don't like really sweet things, so honey actually makes me like sick. Why do you have to be against Night Captain? I want this card, but I don't want it more than Night Captain, I don't think. I don't think it is Omicron though. My symptoms didn't match Omicron very well. They kind of did. Honestly, I think it's possible I had Omicron plus something else. It's very possible, but like, I also, it wasn't that likely I would have even gotten Omicron because I don't go outside that much. I didn't have sustained contact with any human being at any point in the last month. So. Tutor's just really bad in our deck right now. Maybe I should have still gone for the Super YOLO. Just so... We don't have spells, so this is just a 4-mana 2/5. This is probably better than a 4-mana 2/5, right? I guess. Don't hate that, but I think a Hothead is fine. Doesn't show the synergy. This is a demon, so I guess we take that. What 4s can you get in Demon Hunter? You can get Marrow Slicer, you can get Flanking Maneuver, you can get Vilefiend Trainer, you can get Stelina. You can get Raging Fell Screamer. Those are some pretty good things. Stelina... Well, Stelina's funny because we could just Stelina to take away, to remove our opponent's Cycle or Flame Strike or whatever for Earthquake. Otherwise it wouldn't make that much sense because like we're not going to win value with this deck even if we remove a card from our opponent's hand. I think the Flanking Maneuver is the only reason. That's the one you would want with the Scarab, I think. I don't know, with this deck it's probably just Tempo. Because I mean if we can actually trigger this, we just win. I think I'm just gonna take this. I've gotten burned way too many times by Sneaky Delinquent just activating my opponent's Bunker Sergeants. To the point that I actually, as much as I love this card, it makes me not want to take it. And I do want to take one of these. I'm gonna have to give up value when I take it probably. And we have enough 2s already. I'm just gonna go for this one. 3 Warblades. I mean, I don't like this card. Fine, okay. We know what our turn 3 is gonna be. I don't think I've actually drafted a Field Stripe. I've just seen it do very good things. Spring Rocket into Spring Rocket somehow living into Menace. Seems legit. Or we take another Squire. I mean, Squire's really good with Fungal Mancer. We also have our turn 3 completely under control. Honestly, we kind of need Cycle. I mean, we need Cycle, but I also this Cycle of Hatred, but also this kind of Cycle. Both those things would be very good for us right now. I don't know. Let's go for the one. That is Cycle. We have one spell. Honestly, a BGH wouldn't be bad. Probably want some mid-range minion. Like one in this entire deck. So, ooh. I like that. This activates these. I actually don't think I've drafted this card once. As funny as that is. Wow, this card has a really high win rate. What the hell? Go for the worm for all this 6 synergy, right? Just another big thing. I don't know that this doesn't feel like the amount of impact we need out of our big things. It's just not really the deck for this, I don't think. Even though we actually kind of need Taunt, but... This thing has a higher win rate in decks that actually have Soul Fragments, which we don't, so... Honestly, we could take an Owl. But I think Enchanter's good. I'd rather have the more consistent card. Man, we have so many terrible cards in this deck. There are like 7 cards in this deck that are cards I never want in my deck. You think someone went into the Blizzard office and micro-adjusted Demon Hunter down on Christmas Day? Probably not. I mean, we could unironically take this. Because we have a bunch of 1/1s. That might actually be the best card here, because we have a lot of 4s. It's not like this helps. Probably is the best card here. have one outcast card. I mean, okay. If I was the type to retire decks, I would probably just retire this. It's crazy. So 56% win rate class. The issue is that it's going to be, it's not impossible. Like, we'll probably win some games, but it's like, even getting someone down into Inquisitor range is going to be very hard. And then you still have to draw the Inquisitor. It's a similar problem to the last deck we just played, which is just our card quality is so bad. Like, the minion quality is bad enough. This deck is a little bit better actually, but the minion quality is so bad that it's just gonna be hard to actually hit your opponent in the face for enough damage to kill them. But obviously, having Inquisitor means you only have to get them. You only have to deal 20 points of damage instead of 30, so that does help. I guess we'll do a prediction for 7. I mean, I do think this deck is better than the last one that went 5, so I don't know. Just because it's better doesn't mean it'll go further. Because where your decks go seems very random right now. Let me take this hit, because in case of Bunker Sergeant, you'd rather not lose a 2-2. You had a Furbolg TH that went 12. Yeah, I don't like, this card isn't always bad. We don't have like enough 1/1s to make it feel like super consistent, I don't think. It's not gonna feel super bad. I could try to hold on to this forever, but I think I'll just play it. Well, even if I play this, I may still want to kill this. I don't really have to, though. It's just, I'm risking the Divine Shield off of this, basically. Try to get an extra, keep the extra 1/1. Okay. It's an interesting pre-hit. Yes. Rewarded. We did it, chat. We got the extra 1/1 for the Blood Herald. Actually, I don't even have to use this now, because I have this. Actually, new plan. I'll do this, I guess. I could have also I should have just equipped the weapon, actually. That would have just been better. So I could have gone weapon plus this. That was just way better. Truly a tragedy. But see, like, this is exactly what I was afraid of, though. Because just look at, like, the pathetically slow rate to which we are actually killing our opponent. Like, we have absolute complete board control for the entire game. It's turn 6 and he's only at 20. It's just, like, we can't kill him fast enough. He's just gonna Earthquake our board next turn or something. He had that in his hand this entire fucking time. He just didn't care. Okay. He's so unafraid of our stuff. This only affects minions. Critically. I can still do this. Okay, so now suddenly we have a actual threat. And if he does kill everything, we'll have a pretty good Blood Herald. Pretty good. I'm not even gonna play anything because, you know, it's probably just gonna get tidal waved. If he tidal waves, he doesn't kill this though. It's funny how practically bad this card is. It feels like this card shouldn't be as bad as it actually is. Just like the perfect scenario for it just never happens. You know, you could think like, well, what if your opponent has two 8/8s? But it's like, that just never happens. We really had nothing. Maybe they just nerfed the crap out of both Demon Hunter and Shaman. What's up, Atikin, huh? Do I keep 2 1s? Probably. I should... Honestly, I should probably keep this card in this deck. YOLO. Of course, you keep the 8-drop. It's like, oh, what do you want? Oh, the other 8-drop? Oh, okay. You can coin the Taskmaster, but I think this is fine. So we just keep building up a board, and then he earthquakes it away, and then we cry. Seems like strategy. Or he plays a Wild Pot Cavern, and then it doesn't matter that he passed his first 3 turns, and we'll still be losing. It's not a Wild Pot Cavern. I definitely want a coin, but I'm never playing this for him anyway. Let's be honest. I could just buff this a bunch and then just start using it by hitting stuff with it. Oh dear. It's too valuable to just hit him with it right now. Yeah, like that would have been, you know, not worth it. I think I'll save this stealth until literally the point where he's if it like sets up Inquisitor lethal, I'll use it. Or I might just use it this next turn on 7 no matter what. Because we're gonna go Warblades to set up the Inquisitor. And then at that point it's just if he's gonna spend a turn killing that, I'm totally happy with it. He had to hit it, didn't he? Okay, no Lightning Storm. Got him. So we have like basically lethal setup. I mean, we could set up lethal with just this, but we might as well play around Tidal Wave. And just let the Inquisitor do his job. I actually think we even... I think we hit him with this now. If he wants to like remove that, it's totally fine. Yeah, we've been devastating the Ice Ragers today. And truly glorious. Not like this. Got him. Sneaky Devil. Best card ever printed? Question mark. I guess a Druid. They just didn't draw Wild Paw. You're not wrong. What's up, PJ? I see you are one of the believers in Wild Paw. There are some doubters in Wild Paw Cavern, which is something that is very mind-blowing to me. Some people don't believe in that card. Or at least they think it's like semi-reasonable. And I'm like, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir or madam. That card is semi-reasonable. I think it's a lot of the same people were saying Watch Post was reasonable, and it's like, you know. And that's all you need to know. They have every snowball card. You're not wrong. In more ways than one, am I right? Yeah? Huh? The best 4-mana card until the end of the game? Probably, yeah. Well, I mean, maybe there's a point where you'd rather have like a Brittle Bone. But yeah, basically. You know, like, based off the stats, well, it's like... Probably at some point when I start like actually making these kind of videos again, it's just I've not had the ability to make videos like this lately, but and I need to make another video about Wildpot Cavern because there are still non-believers. I must make sure there are no non-believers. We'll force everyone to believe. Because the card's win rate is like 7% higher. If you account for class, it's like 5% higher than Watch Post was. Oh my god. Help. Which is just like absurd. Its win rate on curve is almost as high as Ysera's played win rate. It's just like, what the fuck? A pretty sick combo. It's really nice to get the taunt so that he can't just like smack his twig away for free. He has to pay health, so he's probably just not going to be able to do it right now. Maybe pop tricks with the resub. Now I can hit this hype button. Hype, hype. Oh, I did it twice too fast. The bot broke. Gosh darn it. Appreciate the support. Oh. Oh, he's actually doing it. That is a card. If I wanted, I could Bug Collector and equip the Warblades. But I can also Dwarf. Just give this up and Hero Power. I mean, that was the original one. It's just better to get the 4/4 out, I think. I'm not sure actually, because I mean, I am giving up a 2/4. If you do this, you keep a 2/4, but you keep a 2/4 and a 2/1, so actually maybe that's better. And you equip the Warblades as well. Maybe that actually was better. Just trying to get through. He's taking too much damage though. Okay, now he gave up. He realized he can't keep hitting that thing. I can... Yeah, I'm gonna do that actually. This is too funny. It's probably just right anyway. We know he has the flyer. So I don't... It seems like he wants to flyer it again, so we just deny that. So he has to use his phase still. It's so rude. You're 17-1 versus Druid and your 1 loss is as Druid. Oh, he just finally drew a Dragon Slayer. I like this. Are we dead, chat? I think the answer is no, but... darn it. Oh, no. I don't like this. Honestly, an argument for maybe I should just smork him, but... be fine. At least now we have our other dragon. Not like this. Okay. Like that. Actually like this, yes. 4 mana Light's Justice, exactly. That game could have gone very differently if we didn't have that Crimson Hothead. We probably would have lost that game if we didn't have that Crimson Hothead, actually. He might have still not stabilized though. Okay. He high rolled a 7 drop. I mean, he did high roll. Unironically, like a 2-5 off of that is, it's probably not a high roll, it's probably about average. But I don't know, I get a lot of crap off that thing. I consider a 2-5 a high roll. Shaman the best class? I think it is. Demon Hunter, at least last time I checked, had higher win rate, but I don't know, my Demon Hunters, like, my Demon Hunters have all looked like this, which I don't think this deck is that good. Not terrible, but I mean, like, we have like 7 terrible cards in this deck. I think we actually have like something on the order of like 100 different plays we could do with this hand. Like, just basically any combination that adds up to 4 is like a valid play. It's like you could literally just combinatorically combine these cards. Probably not 100, it's probably more like 40 or 50, but he's just like, I don't know what the fuck I want to do. I'll go for the simplest one. I think about how we have so many possibilities. I'm like, let me just play the card that matches my mana. It's just this play is much slower than every other play we could have done. Basically, we could have coined a 4. We could have gone for like, we could have gotten the field down while tempoing other stuff. But I think it's okay. If you coin a 4, the hothead might not really work. It also might get Dragon Slayered. Okay. I'm trying to do the completely insane thing of pressuring a person through on-curve Wildpaw Cavern, which seems like the dumbest possible thing, but YOLO. Oh, now we're just fucking losing. Okay. It's a good card, I guess. Well, not really, because I'm losing the weapon. Oh. We don't talk about it, chat. I mean, I'm gonna need like a random Chaos Nova or Cycle or some shit, so it's good that this thing actually goes up to 4 so that it can't just get free bumped. Dolly, thanks for the follow. How are you doing? You got like the only good bump off of that strength totem. That strength totem RNG might have just won him the game. Actually, is the funny thing. Well, that's actually very good. I don't know if that's gonna save us, but it is very good. Is this guy just gonna get every best possible totem RNG? Yeah, it looks like it, yeah. So he can no longer freeze us. We need to draw Inquisitor, not to play it, but just to activate our Warden. Basically, we might play it too, but... Okay, if he's trading... Yeah, like, that's not worth it. He should just hit us in the face. It's a bad play. This is getting played. Do we need a taunt right now? Oh, you don't need to. I don't think. You could actually Sneaky Devil to kill the Yeti. Well, kill the Toad. And the Yeti. And the Totem with Hero Power. But we can also play a 6/6. Seems better. Killing a Toad actually relieves more pressure. Not really. I don't actually feel like I'm under that much pressure. It feels like this is a better board play. I think it's actually more important than the just raw pressure, because I don't think he's not playing like he's trying to kill us, you know? Not super hard. Would Wall Park Cavern still be good at 5 mana? It would still probably be the best 5 drop in the game. That's kind of a problem. You could answer that problem. Okay, I don't know, maybe it wouldn't be better than Hollow Abomination. I mostly play Arena, yes. I could Sneaky to get this hit off. But this does feel like a good turn to taunt. I can't hair power this. I mean, I could, but it's not a good idea. It'd be better to Sneaky. But I think we taunt to try to protect the board we have. You don't want to play this just to make it as unlikely as possible that this thing gets sniped by the Toad. I have to not play this now if I want to be able to glide without giving my opponent card draw, because that's a problem. Oh, turns out it was irrelevant whether or not that thing got its trigger off. Okay, this guy doesn't have an aggressive bone in his body. I need to just do the play that helps me stay alive the most right now, regardless of the glide thing. If I glide, I mean, there's just nothing in our deck that really helps us right now. Nothing that helps us quickly enough. I mean, I have to just do... I think I just have to do this now. I do play other stuff other than Arena, but mostly off stream. I might start doing a little bit more. I don't know. I mean, I've said this 100 times already, but like, I don't expect it. But I might start doing a little more of other stuff, but I might not. I play a fair amount of Mercenaries, but I don't know. I don't want to... Mercenaries doesn't seem like a very interesting game to stream right now. And it'll be that way until they do something major to it. I don't know if it'll ever be a good streamer game, honestly. Okay. Wait, hold up. If I... Then I die. Yeah, good. Probably not the play then. I probably should have killed the strength. Maybe? I don't know. Should I? The problem is I left 1 damage up that way, so I don't know. Yeah. It's just, if your opponent plays Wildpaw Cavern on 4, you won't win. Unless you have like a 12-1 deck, you're not beating that card on curve. Honestly, when the card gets played on curve, I should just leave the game. Unless I think my deck is a 12-1 deck. Because it's just a waste of time. Blizzard decided to print that card. They're just like, we want a card where if you play it on turn 4, you just automatically win. And it's like, okay. Great card design. Because it's not like it's the worst thing to have cards at that power level, but it's just those cards just shouldn't cost 4 fucking mana. You know, general rule. You should not have a 4 mana Ysera in the game. It's just really dumb. Ysera is really dumb too, but like it's not nearly as dumb as the fucking 4 mana version of it. Jesus Christ. Okay, we can play this now. But we could also, I mean, we're gonna cycle through all of this, and we can outcast this later anyway. You'd rather play against Ramming Mount? I probably would too, yeah. Which I think it's fine. I want to get my 1 health shit out of the way before Hollow Abomination becomes a thing. So... The problem with Ramming Mount, what made it really bad was actually just the meta that it came out in. I feel like not a lot of people realize that. It's just because, like, I underrated Ramming Mount by a lot. Like, I definitely undervalued it a bit, but, like, the thing is, like, I was rating it because at the time when I rated it, the meta included cards like Broom and Rusty Raider, you know, all these things. All these Fishy Flyer, all these rushes. When all those cards are in the game... When all those cards are in, Ramming Mount wouldn't be that bad, you know? But then they made Ramming Mount right in the meta when they removed they removed like 70-80% of all the rush from the game on the rotation that they put Ramming Mount in. So, you know. So that was like the big reason why it was so unbelievably strong. No, here's the thing, is that you're saying that Wildpaw Cavern isn't batshit broken. It is batshit broken. There's people that don't understand that it actually is batshit broken. It's like the 5th strongest card they've ever printed for Arena in the history of this game. Period. They have banned multiple cards significantly weaker than it already.
Here they come.
We're just not winning this game. You have to print these cards to shift the meta. Well, yeah, I mean, that's why they're talking about doing the cube, you know, because, I mean, I think that even Blizzard realizes they're getting to the point where it's like, they can't print, like, they want to print board cards that actually fight for board for constructed, and they literally just can't do it because, they can't print anything. Like, you know, Hollow Abomination is a great example of a card that is fucking stupid in Arena. It's just there's even more stupid things, but that card is actual garbage and constructed. You know, it's literal unplayable garbage in constructed. And it's just, you know, it's like there's a point. it's at the point where it's like there's just no reconciling between the two game modes at this point because they're just so different. I don't think I pre-hit that. Could maybe, but... Arzan, thanks for the follow. It's just not clear whether or not I would actually want to. It's a terrible hit. You should always trade here. I've seen no rational reason why you wouldn't trade here. Problem is I really don't want a hero power, but like I guess if I play this worm, I'm just gonna die anyway. It's like I want to play the worm, but it's more important to kill. I spend 1 mana so I can kill this. Maybe I should have played this just to try to like make this a little more awkward for him. I probably should have. Okay, it was all a plan. Currently have a streak of 5 infant runs. Nice. Yeah, exactly. Like the other abomination. That's what you're talking about, scare. Yeah, like the other abomination. It's a neutral though, right? There's a lower tolerance. People have a lower tolerance for neutral cards being overpowered. But yeah, like the what's the neutral abomination is a much weaker card than Wildpaw Cavern. Significantly weaker. But they banned that one. Actually, do I probably do. I don't really care about this actually. I should probably just kill that. Get the buff here. I can actually kill this off too. Yeah, okay. Because he's thinking he's locking me out of cycle or some shit. It's like, dude, this thing isn't doing anything. Yeah, Abominable Lieutenant. Lieutenant is a significantly weaker card than Wildpaw Cavern. Significantly. Like, this guy's literally protecting his Ogremancer like it's his fucking win condition. It's like, this thing is just a 3/7, dude. He probably thinks this is like fucking expendable performance or some shit. I don't know. Even though the card's not even in the game. He still thinks it. I actually misplayed there. Okay, well. He undid my misplay. I should have hit him in the face so that Inquisitor would have actually been lethal. But then he tapped into lethal range anyway. Why are you killing that if you don't even go face? If you're not gonna cleave it, then why are you killing that, dude? Doesn't make any sense. Wait, can I get the achievement here? No, I'm like a little bit off. There's an achievement for 15-15. I can only make a 14-14. Sad. I don't have that. I don't think I have that achievement on a single account yet. I would throw the game if it meant I could make a... It's not even clear. I don't even think that would be throwing. It probably would be throwing, actually. Because you'd miss the damage. Thanks for the kind words, Gerard. Hope you have a good one as well. Inquisitor bust. Do we take like 18 damage or something from this Ogremancer? Oh my god, that's lethal. He doesn't know chat. Thanks for never trading with your Ogremancer, dude. 100% deserved. How could you throw that hard? It's because he literally never traded with his 5-drop. It's literally the only reason. Yeah, it's like there's just like it's just like why would you him killing the Violet Worm when he's not even going to use it? When he's not even gonna like kill the 1/1s? Like I think you just leave the Violet Worm alone in his spot. But it's like if you're gonna kill it, you would kill it 2 cleave. I'm not sure, Benobi. I've heard people have been having issues with Asia server recently. I haven't been playing on Asia server, so I haven't had that issue myself. I'm not sure if that is. I hope that bug didn't come back. I think I heard something about that. There might have been some bug where people... It's like that really shitty old bug where basically the first person to leave the game loses. It's like really shitty. We could try to get the weapon buff, but it's like, I don't know. I'm not gonna like not tempo this just to hope to get a 4-3. We got a 4, that's good. I guess we kill this 2-4. Yeah, we're gonna get... Oh wait, this is active too. Holy shit, we're actually activating this chat. We're living the dream. Maybe he just doesn't know.
I grow impatient.
He just doesn't know they're beasts, I guess. Okay. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. I could have honorable killed. Oh no. I didn't realize. I could have honorable killed actually. Oh damn it. He threw so hard he made me throw. Tekken HS, thanks for the follow. Bet that doesn't count as a kill. Game concede? No. Ooh, he's giving us an honorable kill. Nice. Free honorable kill. What's up, Regium? How you doing? Interesting. Okay, chat. I was planning ahead. I knew I needed to keep this thing small so I could get the honorable kill off of his tail and forward ring. It was all a plan. I was just looking ahead. I knew that this honorable kill was somehow more important. I feel like I'm the only person that ever gets his dragon slayered. I've never seen anyone else get their dragon slayered. And I, like, literally 60% of my dragons get dragon slayered.
The light protects me.
You definitely go here. You definitely go here. I'm actually kind of low. I mean, I'm not that low.
Off with their heads!
Should set up Inquisitor lethal. My opponent's bombers are also insane today. It's the reason you dropped Hothead lowly. Yeah. Hothead's just really good right now is the problem. Assuming it doesn't get free killed by a Dragon Slayer. Like Hothead hard carried the game against the early game against the Druid. It's straight up won us a game already. I say is I have like this cough that's right in here. I can literally feel it and it's going to come out. I just don't know when. It's just sitting there like, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Could keep those two fours together. I don't know. I think I'll look for other things. Okay, hear me out. We don't trade. Nothing bad happens. He goes face. And then we coin Sneaky Devil. This is a terrible idea. All you're facing is Shaman. We blasted past all the Shamans, apparently. Now we are up to Hunter territory. I mean, at least they're consistent, right? Do I coin the Sneaky Double? If I don't play it now, when the hell am I playing it? How am I getting any value out of it whatsoever? I'm not. So we're hoping he has a bad turn, and we can just get the Basilisk down without losing the fuck. That's not what I wanted. This I can do though. It's definitely not ideal. Would have been nice, but much nicer to have a basilisk down. I may just have to play Fergbolt here. Yeah, no, I can play Basilisk. I mean, that's good too. Obviously, we can go for the Ram with this still, if we can keep this alive somehow. Like, what would make sense here would be to, like, trade this in so we can hero power that. And I could even just play just one Ram. I guess that's okay. Sneaky Devil's just a Field of Strife that just never goes away. Seems like a good strat. Imagine having a Field of Strife that expires after 3 turns. Why would you ever do that? Oh dear, that's bad. We're getting double mountain bared. I see it now, chat. So it's happening. It's gonna be pretty big. Getting to the size where you can consider playing it. Oh fuck. This guy's double mountain bear and a fucking desert spear to the second that we drop our vassals. Okay. I think we're screwed, chat. I can go for the fungal here. Probably don't have a choice. I could go for this now, but I mean, it'll get bigger. Yes, sir, that's not a 2-2 anymore. Hopefully it's not the 4-3 rush that he has 2 of. That would be kind of bad. That would be a Knight Captain. Still not playing the beast. Okay, I kind of want the 15-15 now, because we will get there. It's just so unfortunate that these cards are in the wrong order in the hand, man. So tragic. I can't even do this anyway, though, because, yeah, it just gives him the honorable kill, so that doesn't even work. I don't know, it's really trolling to just not play this right now is the problem. It's, like, really trolling. I need him to be afraid of the counter lethal, basically. That we don't actually have. He actually gets the honorable kill here, but it doesn't. This guy still dies, fortunately. Now it's true. Now it's tragic. Now I'm starting to wonder what these beasts are that this dude is just never playing. he actually just holding these mountain bears until... There's no way he'd be holding them this long, right? Okay, everything makes sense all of a sudden. We kill the owl. It's like, we can kill the owl, chat. So I just played, like, I literally just put Nozdormu into a Milrogue deck in Wild, which was pretty hilarious. It's funny because it's a deck that has Curator in it, and I didn't even realize it, and then I drew Nozdormu off the Curator, and I was like, wait, that's actually hilarious. I was like, wait, this is actually OP.
Is power.
And there was a game I won because of having that the pressure of that 8/8. It was actually amazing. Do I keep this card? Why can't you be a demon? Why aren't you a demon? Yo, be a demon. Come on, be a demon. Game's like, oh, you kept a card above 5 mana again? Here, here, have your Violet Worm again. Maybe we're actually gonna get the 15/15, chat. Will this be the game? This is literally 8 already. I think we have a problem. I'm sorry, Tiny Fin. Dude, that's the Tiny Fin sound? I apologize sincerely, Tiny Fin. You will not be forgotten. Thought the 15/15 is for the corrupt thing. Oh, is it? You're probably right, actually. Wait, isn't there one for this too? I don't know, actually. Now you mention it, I don't know. That's terrifying. I could kill that. I should kill that. I will kill that. Let me check. Blood Herald achievement. Maybe there is no achievement for Blood Herald. There's a corrupted growth achievement. Or horrendous growth.
Demons.
Do I ever bump this first? No, right, I think this is going in here. Cause it's like you could have like used this and then, but then that means you're freezing your face, which might be a bad thing. I mean, it's not like Mage plays AoE, right? It's not like mages have flame strike or anything, or fire sail, or wait, they actually don't have fire sail, right? I'm not sure if this guy knows that snowmen are able to trade. I feel like he doesn't know. Problem with this is that he's gonna get a copy of this, but there's just nothing I can do about it. Because I mean, no matter what, he's getting a copy of something good. It's kind of a problem. Maybe I'd actually rather him have a Wallet Worm than a Mage Scrub. It might just not be copy. So it might be runes. Oh no, I think we're killing this. It was runes. It would have been better if this got runes, but I don't know, this is fine. Honestly, if you get like basically full death rails out of Violet Worm, it's pretty amazing. So a lot of times you can't. I'm gonna hold this as one more turn. Never lucky. We will see whether or not there is an achievement for this. Uh-oh. That's not that scary. Dude, do we try to make it even bigger? We could go for the Fell Guardians first. Probably not. We could, though. We actually could. The thing is we're gonna get puzzle boxed anyway, right? Do we need the Blood Herald to be the refill for the puzzle box? Is this really... It's only gonna be like a 16/16. I don't know if that's big enough. We might need it to be bigger. I mean, a 16/16 is pretty good. I actually think unironically we might want it for after the puzzle box that he's probably about to play. So we have like good enough of a board, right? By just doing this. In theory. Look at that guy. Look at him gyrate in the hand. Holy fuck. I didn't think I'd ever see a Mage Grab die to a 9 damage. One of those things. This guy's like, what the hell? Hey look, Oh, there's the achievement just for having a big thing. Trade first. It doesn't buff off of enemies. It's gonna get devolving missiled. Not like this. Oh no. That's exactly what we needed. Not like this. So the achievement we got was, I think, for getting a 20. There's an achievement for ending your turn with a 20/20 on board.
Stop shattering.
Yes. Yes. He didn't let us hit him. What did I expect? Yes. He may or may not. I mean, I'd be pretty salty if I lost like that, though. So. We actually, it might not have even worked if we didn't do that. I want to see that juicy achievement. A juicy, juicy achievement. Gameplay achievement. General. End your turn with a minion 20/20 or larger in play. Nice. Got him. I would love to keep the Fongomancer, but just realistically, we have not had good enough early game to support it. You have 4 battle-worn vanguards. Rude. Oh my god, and you have multiple tower sergeants. Falcon trainers, that is gross. And a cycle. Nasty. We should do this tempo, right? We have 2, 3, 4, 5. Although I don't know that that's really gonna work, but in theory it'll work. Green Bay Packers finna thanks for following. That's a problem. Dude, Exodus, thanks for following. I had to try to clear that weapon for the dwarf, I guess. Tempo Bunker Sergeant. You love to see it. If he doesn't kill this, then we just get to make a... Yeah, we get to just double scale it and then also play the Basilisk. It's pretty nice. And could also Warblade's hero power and play a Mekaru. I don't know, having a fucking giant... One of these feels better though. I'm killing the 2/4 because, I mean, obviously has more health, but he has less attack, and if he wants to kill this and he doesn't have another ping, he has to like trade, so... Take less damage on this guy. That really worth it. I apologize, sir.
Who is next on the chopping block?
I thought about buffing the Basilisk. It's just, the problem is like, again, like with this deck, like I don't, you can make a 1/5 poison, but then it's like you're not dealing damage, and like especially like rogues will just fucking, they'll generate shit and just obliterate you if you just let them. You actually need to kill them. They're almost like warlocks now, where it's like if you just leave them alone, they're just gonna do random shit. And murder you. So rogues generally can't kill two big things at once. How the run's gone today? Our first deck was terrible, but it went 5. And this deck is doing alright. That is lethal. Yes. No. I need the honorable kill.
Illidan versus Valera.
Watch your back.
The Legion's rage pales before mine.
But I think decks runs in general take a little longer right now in this meta. A little bit, not by a ton anymore. Yo, Kitty Poptrix giving us sub to Jugzo. Welcome, Jugzo. Thanks for the support, Kitty.
The light protects me.
A button. As I cannot be more vocal because my throat will tear out of my body. But I do appreciate it. Go for this first. He coined the Basilisk, he would probably just redagger and then just keep smacking. He would just smack it and then redagger probably. That would be not a good thing. Okay. You didn't know Control Paladin was a thing? I don't think it's a popular thing, but I mean, like, back in actual Classic times, people would play that deck. I don't know, Classic just isn't that popular, period, so you don't see, like, there's not much of anything. So, like, if you look at Aegis Replay and filter to, like, the normal filters, you literally just don't find anything. Like, it's literally just, like, this is Bronze through Gold, and this is Diamond through Legend. Like, there's this one aggro list, which isn't even like, doesn't even look particular. It's a pretty, I guess it's a pretty good aggro list, but yeah, it's like, I don't know that there is a meta, and I don't know that enough people play that mode for there to be a meta. Do I want to get this Basilisk down? I do kind of want to get this Menace down so that I can get Herald sooner. It's be very bad if he has a Bonker Sergeant. It's always going to be bad. But yeah, like I stayed in that game just to make sure that it was actually the old classic Control Paladin, because he had like literally every like control. He had like Golden Deathwing, Golden Rag, Golden Sylvanas and stuff. It was it's like, oh yeah, it was like back to the old days. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I made a tweet because I was queuing to finish one of my like weeklies. I was queuing Classic mode on Asia server, and I'm playing a guy that literally has a full golden deck, but he's AFK farming. You know, he didn't do a single action the entire game, but he also didn't disconnect. So he's just sitting there AFK to get XP, I guess. With a literal full in bronze with a full golden, a full classic golden deck with like a bunch of epics and legendaries, because he had like Avenging Wrath, land hands, all golden. It's like, it's funny because I mean, like, it means the guy's probably been playing since 2013 and he's AFK farming. I guess, like, I mean, when they don't ban people for shit, it's like, why not, I guess, right? How you got to get those golden somehow, right? Classic's probably the mode to do it, right? If you were gonna do that, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I'd love to make a 6/6, but also Field of Strife is very good. It's probably not as good as making a 6/6 out of a 1/1. Is it though? I mean, I can get a poison behind a taunt here. That's probably what I should do.
Power unchained. What you want me killed?
Okay. Okay. Probably not the best order. I guess that does make sense to kill both of those, so he actually sticks something. I assumed you'd want to kill the poison, but I guess in this case it doesn't make sense too. Oh. That's a problem. Do I actually need to kill that bomb? I'm probably just dead, aren't I? So I can kill that and play the 9. I'll play would be a 10/10 actually. I can also try to let it hit this instead. I have to do that. Nice.
Well played.
Well, the odds he actually has a weapon. I think I still have to do this. I might be giving him a weapon draw. I don't know, this person actually did a well-mannered, well-played. I probably don't need a squelchment. I was not like a... If I see my opponent do a polite well-played, I should probably not squelch my weapon. No weapon. Because if you don't do that buff, then he can just, he can value trade. He can kill a poison with the weapon, then value trade. Seems bad. Okay, him having 4 mana Sunwalker with 0 mana double 1/1 with a 3 mana 4/6. All these things seem bad for us right now. All these things seem like death. It's just when you play Seraphine, you generally win. Kind of how it works. Seraphine's greater than Ysera. It actually kind of is. Wait, holy shit, it actually has almost the same win rate as Ysera. The thing was, is I played a Seraphine deck and it was good, but it wasn't that good. But part of that was because that deck didn't have any value in it. Let's look for ones. To not get a 1 against a paladin with this many ones would be really sad. Right. Yeah, I didn't realize that actually. This card is doing disgustingly well. Like, this thing is only 0.3% behind Ysera and Rogue right now. I think Ysera's a bit weaker in Rogue just because it's not exactly what you're looking for. But I mean, jeez. Holy fuck. Wait, he has a mulligan win rate of 78%. Dude, that's better than Wildpot Cavern. That's actually fucking better than Wildpot Cavern. Okay, I might need to make a new video about Seraphine Fleet Runner. Like, forget what I said earlier. This is the card we need to bet. I'm gonna try to greed out a hero power because we don't have a turn 3 play anyway, so we might as well try to get a hero power in. No, Seraphine's win rates are all lower than Ysera's, except for the mulligan one, which, you know, kind of makes sense. If you look at the entire set, it actually does, yeah. Just more recently, Seraphine's done better. I mean, this isn't gonna do much. I think I could do it, but also this thing is just gonna get rammed down. But so will this. I think this run is over. Unironically, we need to have Blood Herald in our hand to have any chance of winning this game. Like, to have this bad of an opening, there's only one way we could win, and it would be Blood Herald. It's not likely that's actually going to work against the Paladin, but like that would be the one chance we would have. Got the card in hand. We might lose because we have this card. Okay, that was a shockingly weak turn still from our opponent, though. Okay, we might win. I definitely... I think we're still below 50% to win, but... He only has one ram. Okay. He's playing so slow. He's using up all his reactive shit. I mean, he obviously has insane late game. It's just, which 8 drop does he have? He might have both. There's like no way he doesn't have either Templar Captain or Brasswing. There's a fairly good chance he has both. He had 2 Seraphine decks, one went 12, one went 2. The difference was card generation. Exactly, yeah. I mean, I could Fungomancer and value trade with this, but it's probably better to just let it die. Because we can also trigger the Knight Captain that way. And this just seems like an insanely strong board. It's like way better than the board with Fungomancer. I'm done any chance today. Oh, well, you know, a Templar Captain, I had no idea. Remember how I had no idea that he might have a Templar Captain in his hand, chat? You guys remember how I had no idea that that was a possibility? I did not predict it at all. You see the sheer shock on my face? You see how shocked I am? You see the sheer shock in my face? See how shocked I am? I'm so shocked. Here's a question. Do we Inquisitor immediately or do we wait until we have to? Like, it's better than playing that crap. Okay. So okay. If we drew Worm, I think we play Worm first. But I don't even. I'm not even sure about that. Like maybe if we drew Warden of Chains, maybe. I don't know, honestly. Honestly, there might not have been a draw. Like even those, I'm not even sure. Okay, he's Giga dead. Seems like not the order. I don't know if there's a... I mean, he could have gotten like Keeper of Voldemort, but that probably wasn't good enough. The card. He might be onto something.
This is your moment.
Good old the card doing the card things. Imagine if this guy had anything other than Templar Captain in his entire deck. A couple of very tiny rushes though. Thanks for the bit, Salko. Mage.
You asked for it.
The Legion's rage pales before mine.
Maybe we find 1-drops. I think we're just not allowed to draw our 1-drops. Do I...
Tracking their movements.
Do we have those? I'm not sure about that. I'm not familiar with those. Really never hits that thing again. Perfect.
Here they come.
Surely we don't get combusted. You would never combust. I'm not going to complete that, so I'm not going to complete that first. I know what chat would say. I'm not going there.
Here they come.
I didn't say anything last night.
Here they come.
You've lost every game Runebacks box was cast against you and you've never played one. You've never played one still? That's off. That sucks. I don't know if I've drafted one, but I've played a few generated randomly. I think I drafted one rune and that rune was garbage actually. don't think I've drafted a box. But every time I've randomly generated one, it's been amazing. I feel like I want to play the Mage Scribe because it survives Flamestruck. Even though, I mean, that dwarf is very tempting. I think you get 3 extra face damage if you do the dwarf. So like, he'd be basically in range where he'd just die anyway. But I mean, this will work too. It's gonna be way too slow. That might make our board better. Yeah. I guess that was about the same, to be honest. To the face. He has to do a lot of things.
My sorcery will prevail.
The Legion's rage pales before mine.
We've done some things with Sneaky Devil. I don't know that Mage is the matchup for it, though. Yeah, my Mage that won 12 was not at all greedy. It was just very tempo oriented. And it's like tempo decks work really well right now, it seems like. Just in general. Yeah, we obviously have the Warblades in hand for this. And we probably play it. It's like part of the problem with 2/3s is like even if I play this as a 4/3 later, it's like, well, it's just gonna be a 4/3 that's gonna be very likely to get eaten by a Knight Captain if if I'm playing on like turn 4. If he hasn't coined by then, it's literally just gonna get coined Knight Captain. But it might still be the play to just play this right now. I think it is, to be honest. It's also like a turn 4 4/3 just isn't that good. Like, I'm probably not even gonna have a 2 with it. I'll have played this already, so it's like probably this on 3 and this on 4. Okay. Well, this guy seems to be more of a tempo deck. It's already played 3 1-drops. It's only turn 2. Really? Okay. Okay. Warblades just feels like unnecessarily slow. God, it's like, I know the one way we're gonna lose is if he just gets the fucking Ibis off of that Jar Dealer. I mean, dude, like, this guy's played 5 1s already. I mean, one of them was generated, but like, what the hell? It's like, this is how you win with Mage, apparently. You just draft nothing but early game. Seems like it. Seems like the strat. It'd be annoying if he gets a 4 drop down. Just we can't really play the Basilisk while he has all that crap on the board. He's not another Wand Thief. Wand Thief or Ibis are like the two really scary ones for him to have, right? Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. Oh, Night Captain is a card. Okay, I was actually starting to get worried it was Ibis. Fortunately, it is only a faithful Lumi. Not quite as scary as an Ibis. Close though. Almost as scary. I assume at some point he'll play a 3rd card above 1 mana. I'm not sure at this point. Okay, yeah, he has a random card to... Like, why not draft a card to and a hard aggro to... Okay. You know what I could do? It's probably not worth it, but... Is it worth it? Dude, is it worth it? It's actually worth it, isn't it? I don't know if this is actually worth it, but I did it, so surely it's worth it. Probably not worth it. You lose 6 face damage, but you gain 3 attack on that. But I could have also given this 2 health, which was probably better. 6 face damage and 2 health on this was probably better. Dude, this guy's legit memeing. Like, this guy meme drafted. He literally has played, like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... He's played 7 drafted 1-drops in his top 11 cards. He probably has nothing but 1-drops and puzzle boxes. We're gonna have a flame strike. I probably should have saved the divine shield and just used the weapon. I wanted to push max face damage though. Holy shit, he actually has a 4-drop. Got him. I cannot believe that, like, holy crap. This is just the lesson that tempo works. This guy's at, like, close to 10 wins at least. With literally over half of his deck is 1-drops. Probably one of the cards in his hand was either a rune or a box at the end there. Well, we just beat a mage with a million... If we can beat a mage with a million 1-drops, we can beat a rogue. Hopefully. Do I keep this hand? Because this is like playable, it's just... I probably shouldn't keep this. And it's like, this is marginal. That's one of our best cards. It's a little greedy. Okay. It's also like, I don't think we can keep a Warblades. Probably doesn't make sense to keep a Warblades when we have 3 of them. Do I go Hero Power into Squire? 'Cause if I Squire, he might just kill it. And then I'd be kind of sad. Relative to just doing it this way. Longamar, thanks for the follow. Because the big thing, right, is that you can only hit one thing with dagger per turn. So I just don't... I don't, like... You know, it's like going into a fight and... You know, running at them one at a time and getting smashed when you can just... You know, go in both at once. You thought this deck would do well? It's just that, like, this deck isn't even a good tempo deck is the thing. Why I didn't think it would do well. But... We've honestly been playing it. It's played out like more like mid-range anyway. Five into 5. Because I mean we just play against people that don't do anything and then we get, you know, we get Fungomancer on 2 targets on curve. We just have to hope this isn't the same guy. I'm pretty sure this isn't the same guy that Seraphine does. It is not the same guy. Seraphine would be how we would lose from this position, probably. How do we check? I always have that tab open on my deck tracker. I always have my recent games open. So I can just check the name of whoever the loss was. Got me another slow turn. Okay, it's not exactly a slow turn. Still kind of a slow turn. I might still have, like, maybe I still just have internalized how good decks were in the last meta, and decks just aren't as good in this meta, but I don't know. Maybe that's why. I just expect decks to be better overall. Maybe. A lot of my 12-win decks have not felt good, but I guess it's just maybe people just don't draft tempo. You know, this is like the millionth meta in a row that everyone said, oh, this is going to be a super value meta. Don't draft tempo, you'll lose. You know, everyone was saying that, and every time they've ever said that, they were wrong. And this time has been no exception. So I can get the honorable kill off. I kind of lose a little bit of efficiency, but it's probably worth it to get the Knight Captain out. Who is next on the chopping block? 25 neutral cards. Do we actually have 25 neutral cards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, we have 3 of these. 6. We have 6 distinct class cards. But we have 3 Eldrachi Warblades. We have 22 neutral cards. That's probably about average, right? I feel like that's about average. Ah, he has a freaking Ziliax. Okay. guy's taking 4 right now? Excuse me, sir. Like, excuse me, sir. Don't think that's what you want to be doing right now. He seems to not be that concerned about dying, which is a little scary right to me right now. Holy crap, those are useless. I mean, that's not useless, but that's completely useless. It's still hard to imagine he can live. Well, like, he's playing like he is literally not concerned. Yeah, like, that doesn't save you, dude. Yeah, like, that doesn't... doesn't save you. Got him? If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe and comment on your favorite part of the run. And if you want to join the games, then come to twitch.tv/Kolst. I always forget to say that. I literally have never said that, I don't think. Just come here. It's where all the magic happens. Isn't that right, guys? The card wins again. We didn't even play the card last night. This is hard math. 255, 350, 510, over 500 gold. Nice, nice. 510. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Alrighty.